Most of us like the idea of using our phone for 10 plus years, but a lot of the devices released 10 years ago only had 2 to 3 gigabytes of RAM. And even if we keep it in pristine condition and we make sure that the battery is healthy, the software that we run almost always slows things down. Devices that launched with a flagship CPU even show its age due to other limitations, like limited RAM or slower storage. But there's a hidden setting on Android that can make this much easier to deal with. Let me show you where to find it and why it works so well. To find this setting, you first need to enable developer mode. So for most devices, we do this by finding the build number entry, which is usually under the About Phone section, and then tap it around 7 to 10 times, or until the operating system tells you that you are a developer. Then you want to look for the secret developer options menu. This was hidden before you did the build number trick, but you can usually find it within the system menu. Now you want to scroll through this page until you find the section labeled apps, and it's likely going to be toward the bottom. Then in this menu, you're going to see an option labeled background process limit, and by default, it's going to be set to the standard limit, which means the operating system will dynamically check to see if there's enough room in the RAM to store data when you minimize an app. And then it will shift things around if there isn't enough. But when we set this to at most 2 processes or at most 3, which are great settings for those who have a phone with 2 or 3 gigabytes of RAM. Those with less, you can pick one of the other more strict options, like at most 1 process or no processes at all, as all of these options really help with an aging device. Honestly, there's not going to be a best setting here because we all have phones with different specs and we all use different apps of varying sizes. So if you're having performance issues with your aging Android device, I recommend experimenting with this background process limit feature, because the less calculations the CPU has to complete, the snappier our phones will be, and the more battery life we'll have at the end of the day. Now, before I end this video, I've got to ask that you click on the like button down below, because that really helps to keep me motivated here. And then share this video on your favorite social media platform too, so more people know how to improve the performance of their old Android device.